And I agree with you, because of the media and the movies, they bring it into your brain.
And they bring it into you as though you're supposed to do this. And it's, a subliminal thing. You go out to eat, you have a glass of something. You celebrate, you get a bottle of champagne or a whiskey or a something. It is ingrained in our culture to drink. And now that cannabis is coming in and moving in on that territory, big alcohol is having a hissy fit.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, where we speak the language of cannabis freely and uncensored, while educating our audience on safe use of this live plant therapy. You should know what's in your cannabis, what's good and what's not, because cannabis does not come with an FDA stamp of approval, yet. The information you will find here comes straight from scientists and clinicians, doing the work and reporting their findings in reputable outlets. Hopefully, we can inspire you to research the facts as we know them today. Cannabis is an amazing alternative in health remedies, with the potential to alleviate typical disease problems and troubling side effects, even those caused by synthetic prescriptions. Here now is the host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast. She is a 21st century cannabis shaman, not a doctor, not a scientist. Raised by nuns and wolves in the verdant cattle pastures of the Oklahoma oil fields, here to amplify the truth of this great big story of cannabis in historical, political, scientific, and spiritual terms, so you can make educated decisions about the medicine you choose to ingest. Please welcome Honey Smith-Walls.
There we go. Hello, sweet audience. I've got a very special guest today. His name is Zhirayr Gumruyan. Hard for my little tongue to say those beautiful words, but
you're doing great,
oh, thank you. I'm so tickled that you're here. Zhirayr is the CEO of CanaSale, and you can get there at CanaSale.com. It's only got one N in the Cana, CanaSale.com. I just want to say, I've been there. And this is your company, if I understand correctly, is an advanced POS solution. Is that correct?
Yes,
right.
Specifically for cannabis industry.
Point of sale for my audience members who don't understand this kind of business jargon. I want to know, is it really just a POS? It looks kind of like a hybrid to me, because I play in the belly of the beast of Go High Level. It's a CRM, a customer relations management system, and it does a lot of the same things that what I'm noticing your POS does. What That's a surprise. Correct. You're linking to Weed Maps and Leafly, which are major cannabis info corporations in our industry, and you do employment management, which is typical of POSs, but you're also doing e-commerce and marketing tools, and there's a custom site available, and la. So That's pretty amazing to me. I love hearing about the technology that's helping lift our industry at this point. It's still Schedule 1.
Well, we're working on it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe in a very soon future.
And that's what made me invite you here, because I saw you online and you were talking about something, and I completely agreed with you, and I instantly realized what you know about the whole story and how global your view is. And,
I believe we know a lot.
Yeah, we know a lot.
People usually have being in like news and everywhere, they don't see those information, because having insider information and having like something super important that not being published, that's the number one thing why I have posted. I have zero experience in chatting with them. Journalists, being with the media. I'll definitely do tons of mistakes during this talk, etc., because I'm not used to this, but still, I'll be more than happy to share whatever I can. So this will be helpful.
Doing great. What made me want you to come on was talking about the politics of all of this big bad, industry that has such a huge impact on our world if the legislators would just cut loose and give it back to
Agree.
the people.
Yeah. Anyways, regarding what we see, so it's been 4 years, I guess, maybe 3 or 4 years that we started working on our software solution on CanaSale, and you're totally right on the point that this is not just a point of sale system. It's an ERP, CRM, it's an advanced tool to support your sales, help you with sales. We had a lot of side projects with CanaSale, which is like Blacklist, for example. It would be published very soon, which is defining those customers who are like blacklisted. Well, you can blacklist them. They are like customers who give fake money. They are customers who like spam you, etc., etc. So all delivery businesses having this problem to spending like couple hour on delivery and then ending up seeing no customer there or fake money to the driver, etc., etc. So we have multiple projects. We also support distribution systems. We have a separate software for cannabis distros. It's called 01distro.com. Whenever you get a chance, you can check it too. And yeah, I want to mention, and that's the important part of this whole talk, is that we also have a consulting company with my friend of the youth and actually from childhood and my business partner, Vahan. We have a 0 and 1 company, and with the 0 and 1 company, we consult businesses, especially cannabis deliveries, to start from A to Z and then to achieve some success. And we had very successful cases in terms of collaborating with Weedmaps and like 20 plus delivery businesses that we helped with their like business growth. That's that. I mean, if you want, I can, of course, share with you the problem, what brought me to the point to go public. And I wrote an article on Telegraph. It's just a empty page that gives you a URL to write an article. This is my very first official article that I wrote because I'm worried about the current situation that's happening. I know people who were operating here in Los Angeles doing great, and suddenly all these people have been raided by Weedmaps or maybe by DCC, or maybe there is something illegal, who knows. But the end point of my concern is that I know those people were paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per month to Weedmaps in time when Weedmaps right now reporting the average pay of each customer approximately from $2,800 to $3,000. And it's public data by SEC, but those customers were paying more than hundreds. I even know a customer who was paying $200,000 per month. So, and then Weedmaps is silent about this, what happened. Almost like around 50 companies has been closed in one night, maybe in two. And I know they are like major payers. In our area in Los Angeles, they were like leaders and paying like the most. And Weedmaps is silent about this. And why I have this concern, first, I support community. I also want to mention that I'm a board member of Hudson County Community College. They teach cannabis industry related stuff to kids. And we also offered from our side that whoever gets these kids hired in the future, they will get our POS completely free and whatever software solution we have. Yeah, and I mean, like
I love that collaboration. I love hearing that educational collaboration between, corporate and what's happening for our education.
100%. We have to. This is our responsibility, being in the industry, to support the community, to support the industry, and I believe in this industry because it's not just. Of course, we always knew that cannabis is something to get high, have fun, etc. But no. I know people, I even have a relative who was getting chemo, and for this chemo, his doctor gave him a cannabis to try because it is helping him in his process, etc. So, I mean, we fully dedicated to supporting the industry on a good matter of its, a good branch of its existence. And same, with our software solutions, I'll be more than happy to provide with whatever I can to support the community. And of course, business side stays business, where we give a service and getting paid for it. And with the Weedmaps, and by the way, you mentioned Weedmaps and Leafly. I want to say that recently we also starting integration with Weedvader. It's a pretty new in comparison with Weedmaps. Is very good platform. Weedvader, yeah. And a lot of people are happy with it. It's like more innovative. I know the guys. We had a chance to speak in person. They're like more how to say, like more innovative. Because if we see on the side when Weedmap say they consider themselves WM Technologies, technological company, so far in last 15 years, I've never heard of them providing any technological solution to this world. And it's just a marketplace. Yeah, that's
Sure.
just reality. So anyways, so yeah, those
It
guys.
also occurs to me that the Weedvator probably has higher, better, and newer technology written
Yeah.
into their system than the other older guys do, who are
No,
struggling
definitely,
to
yeah. Like
constantly
AI
upgrade.
integration, smart
Yeah.
point systems, etc., etc. And I love it, and we agreed to work with them right away. And so far, everyone is happy. They're like video support for the profile pictures for the businesses, premium businesses, and the most important thing that the guys promise is that no ripping off businesses. Because I don't know if you're aware of Weedmap strategy. Let's say you pay $1,000 for X position.
Yeah.
2 months after that, they can come and say, "Hey, look, someone is offering $3,000. You can match, or you're out." If you match this 3,000, after 2 months, they call, "Oh, someone is offering 9,000. You match, or you're out." And I know a lot of businesses got out because they were not managing. Okay, 1,000 for the position was perfect for them, but like 5, 6,000, they were not making it, so they've been closed. And this keeps happening till now, and this is how it was pumping up the stock market. And I'm like, few days ago, I'm checking, no, not few days, maybe a month ago, I'm checking stock market and their stock goes up 1.2. It was below $1. And I'm like, wow, this rate happened. They lost at least 1 million a month, which is like their net reporting number is 800,000. I'm like, wow, there's something is wrong here. They're not reporting. I go SEC, the SEC website, official reports of Weedmaps, and I check myself and I see zero reports about this. And so far, it's been almost 2 months. No one is talking about it, which means like something is wrong. And yeah, my concern, I have also something like personal here, not personal, business, but still. They are calling me uh, and they're like, because we have relation to one of those rated businesses. Because we also have a consulting company I mentioned at the beginning, 0 and 1. So they're like, because you were related to one of these guys, we are going to shut down API for your POS integration. And we're like, guys, this is not fair. We have
Shutting down
multiple
the API means shutting down the banking, doesn't it?
integration between POS and Weedmaps.
Yeah. Okay.
So we call the businesses that used to work with us. We say, hey guys, unfortunately, we will not be able to provide you service integration with Weedmaps anymore. And then they're like, oh, what we can do? We love your system. Is there any platform you work with? We say, yeah, we have menu integration with Leafly, and we have 100% full integration with Weedvader. So and they just keep moving to Weedvader, and Weedvader charges them. At the moment, I think if someone listening us at this very moment, it's free to join, and most of them are joining and they're like super happy. Instead of paying like $50,000 per month, $100,000 per month to Weedmaps, they're paying zero here and getting a high class service, etc., etc. So I mean, yeah, and I think industry was coming to this point when there is like strict monopoly, because Leafly is also not in a good condition. They are going bankrupt. I hope so. They split the stock on 15th of September. Their stock price was 0.2, something like that. And now it's like they split it 1 on 500. So now it's 37, but they did a major split and cash out a lot of people. Anyways, so Weedmap stays the only monopoly. So they can charge as much they want. They can do whatever they want. And in New York, last year at the CMB conference, we were discussing the business with many new shops, legit shops, of course, because in New York, 90% are not legit. So we were discussing with legit shops, and they're like,
New York.
Yeah, New York, it's amazing
New
city
York,
anyways.
New York,
I love New York. So,
crazy.
and they're like, okay, guys, I wish there was an alternative for the Weedmaps because we don't like them, etc. So I'm a guy from the community. I'm the guy from the industry that is trying everything. Me, my friend Vahan, we established this company. We established so many other software solutions and even these consulting companies, 0 and 1. So we can help the community. We can help businesses to grow because we see a huge place that we can take in the market. This is a new industry and we are helping people and ending up in the position that monopoly Weedmaps can just tell us, hey, look, because you related to one of those guys, you can sell them and they owe us something or whatever problem they have, that's their problem. That's why we are going to shut you down, your API. Well, it is what it is. And then I'm like, okay, why I have to stay silent? And who knows how many people had the same situation, honey? There might be people who had the same situation, but they are not aware of they can talk publicly, or they are not trying hard enough to share this. But this is every single one's of responsibility to share whatever is there with the community. Okay, at least I'm warning people. Hey, I'm warning you. You might have this kind of situation in the future. Yeah, that's what's going on at the moment.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just part of the chaos of all of this.
Yeah, honey knows.
This is a shout out to all my entrepreneurial sisters. I'm wondering, are you feeling stuck like I did when I first started my business? I hadn't been through business college, and there were so many things I didn't know and understand, especially about marketing, especially about the back-end bone structure of your business, and all the little things that you could do to help yourselves in the way of tools. So looking forward, if you need help in getting those little projects done, but you've been stumped because you just couldn't figure out one piece of that app or the next step or the next darn, and you just wanted somebody to just show me how. I'm your girl. That's why I created honeyshelp.com. Now you can get a la carte help for those little projects that have just been nagging you. I can help you with a lot of that stuff that builds the backbones of your business. And we can do it together, stress-free, where you will enjoy learning how to structure the backbones of your business. I hope that you will go visit honeyshelp.com for more information about what we could do together to get you past those hurdles that have just been stumping you for so long, when all it would take is just a few minutes of somebody showing you how. I'm your girl. This is Honey Smith Walls, and I hope that you will too. Go visit honeyshelp.com today. Hi, Honey Smith Walls here. I'm host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, weekly for the past 6 years. But today I'm inviting you to a Facebook group called the Holistic Relief Summit, in hopes that you too will come for the peace and stay for the epiphanies. It's a beautiful space for women to find all kinds of relief from all kinds of suffering. Come join us for free. I was such an anxious woman, I had no idea. But when I used this, that's all gone. It's just gone. So I wanted to let you know that if you've got any kind of issues using a cannabinoid or the cannabis plant, you could get this to use for pain relief and anxiety relief and inflammatory relief. The 3 things I talk about most by using cannabis products. And yes, Dr. Blair also has cannabis products that he has formulated too. But this one, this is just one terpene in a liposomal form. That means you can swallow it and it's liquid and kind of tastes like caramel apples to me. So you see this girl thriving at 71. I blame this product for most of it. I hope you too go look up Dr. Blair's. It's called Able Docs Apothecary is the name of his company. You can find him at blairmedicalgroup.la as well. And the name of the product is BC Plus. BC Plus. It's so cool.
Are they still trying to get rid of CBD from hemp in California?
I don't think they're trying to get rid of. California is, in comparison with other states, is in a good shape of all like THCs, THCAs, Delta 9, CBDs, and everything. But yeah, CBD, of course, they say it's a different. They should have. In Miami, we're discussing Florida, right? So in Miami, the people are selling THCA flowers. It's allowed. But at the end of that, everything is becoming THC when you smoke. So
when you
everyone is trying.
Right. It decarboxylates the THCA into THC and you get high off of it. But it's being sold as THCA, which you cannot get high on.
Yeah,
So
everyone is
it's
trying to
they're
find some.
jumping the loophole, the legal loophole that
I
the
guess.
legislators didn't know how to write.
I think it just should not be dysregulated, honey, because like alcohol, for example, alcohol will bring more harm than cannabis, right?
Of
Like
course,
alcohol, drunk people can do some crazy stuff.
some
Person
crazy
who is
stuff.
high, they can go and sleep. They can like enjoy the vibe, but not do any crazy thing. I never saw a smoker who does crazy thing.
Me either, ever. And,
Yeah,
except laugh like a hyena.
I like it. Why not?
I like it too. But
Yeah.
as a patient, I'm 71 years old and I've got a lot of bunch of old lady stuff going on, high thyroid and arthritis in my hands and stuff. I need medication to stop that pain. So
Okay.
I take it real seriously as medicine, but I take it just as seriously as part of our American history because this country wouldn't be filled with white guys had it not been for the plant because those guys never would have made it over here from Europe without the plant. Do you know why? Because you
Mm-mm.
can't shove a boat across the ocean in those days without sails and rope, both
Well,
from the plant.
I got your point.
And then when they got here, they made everybody grow the plant to make more rope and more sails for our first American Navy. But they don't talk about it like that in the history books here. You don't learn that in high school. I didn't learn it until I was 65 years old. And then I had to go find out on my own discovery, going back
Mm.
to the history of this plant. So, what have been your headaches from jumping state to state with your product, with your POS?
Well, luckily, there is just two main major, how to say, compliance providers in the United States,
Oh, only
Metric,
two?
Metric and BioTrack.
Yes.
So as a POS, you should have to have integration with them in a state that you support. So let's say right now
Oh,
we are going to New York, we have to have a support with integration with BioTrack. But in California, it's a Metric. So we official vendor with them. So which means we track the buys and sales of the products for the businesses.
mm,
And same we are going to do for the other stage of distributions with the 01 distro app that because you can have a growery, but you cannot sell to end consumer. Everyone in the industry knows that. So you have to grow. Then someone have to do a lab test. Then another one have to package them, and then another one have to sell it, and then another one has to consume. So all these steps being regulated, and for these regulations, the main two major platforms are Metric and BioTrack. So we provide integration in the California with the Metric, and are going to provide with BioTrack in New York.
I'm sure AI has helped this process immensely.
Recently, I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying regarding the Weedmaps being technological company and not using those technologies. I mean, I'm giving the hint. If they are watching us one day this video, they can do it. But we use, of course, a lot of AI here. And I myself, I had so interesting background. I started from chemist, then MBA, then I was in a technology for last 12 years. So, and even now with this AI technology, I'm going back to coding myself because I so love the process with current like technological boom that's happening. So I like daily, like at least like 4 or 5 hours as a hobby. I code myself. I build programs and I build some ideas for our projects. So yeah,
That's
definitely.
very exciting. Yeah, that's very exciting. I'm so tickled to get to talk to you about all of this. It's not often that I speak to somebody in your position in the industry who, has this kind of background too. And I'm glad to know what it looks like from your eyes. What do you see happening in the next few years with all of it?
Well, I can tell you this, honey. 4 years ago, when we were pitching our software project and saying, "Hey, cannabis will go boom. It will take a market. It will go more than 40 billion on 2025," and back then it was like 10 something,
Uh-huh.
and not much people was believing us first, but now it is proving itself that it's more than 40 billion market at the moment.
Yeah.
Second is that I know a lot of VCs, investors, private investors, public investors in IT industry, in software engineering, because us being in the industry, we're not just cannabis engineers. We have solutions for cannabis, but we have a lot of other startups and projects that we work for. And so those investors and VCs, when we sit in the restaurant, let's say, and discuss like very non-formal, they always like, hey, I believe in a project, but because it has the name cannabis,
Right.
we don't want to approach it. We don't want to have it in our portfolio. Let's say these guys are supporting healthcare, they're supporting ed tech, they're supporting financial technologies, etc. And then having cannabis, it doesn't fit for them. So it's the hardest industry that we pick as a software guys to be in, and not being able to find the right guys, right investors for the industry. I had a chance to speak with a very very good, smart, and great man, David Sherman. And I just spoke with them one time regarding Leafly. I was sharing our team intention on maybe getting over Leafly or acquiring Leafly one day. So we wanted to discuss this with them. And David, amazing guy, and they have like few $billion VC. And he was very open-minded and was ready to show his interest in the cannabis industry. But there is really a little people who are really interested in being in the cannabis industry. I mean, right now I can write a program, mobile app, I don't know, like Scheduler, for example, with AI features, and I can find the investor in like 2 hours. I can just open my contacts, call one of those guys, and have an evening dinner today and bring in the investment. But with cannabis, it's different. And I think that's why we love it. It's very challenging and someone has to do it. So the easy part everyone can do. This is like the hard part. So we pick the hard part and go through this challenge.
Can you recall any other product?
Of course,
that
yeah.
have ever done what cannabis can do, the breadth, the width, the span of what cannabis can do, industrially, medicinally, spiritually, recreationally.
Maybe mushrooms, I don't know, sooner or later will become trendy, but
I don't think they have the span that cannabis does. I think it's a great, I think they're great, but I don't think it has the breadth of scope. Although you can wear mushrooms as clothing, but it's not easy.
Well, yeah,
cannabis clothing, cannabis material is more wonderful than silk and more biodegradable than cotton. And I'm just amazed that there's still the stigma and reluctance for people to even research or look into this plant. And they say, no,
I've heard they use it in medicine.
That it's too, because if those people understood what cannabis can do, they couldn't say no to it.
Agree. Yeah. Look, I tell you this, in my opinion, and it doesn't matter something is good or bad. If you have a bad intention to use any product, you can find out how to use it the wrong way. And it's not necessary. Even like Tylenol, if you consume too much, it can kill. So if people have to understand their dosage. Same with alcohol. Sometimes maybe we go have fun with the friends and you try one sip or two. I'm not a fan of alcohol. But anyways, like I totally understand people who try couple sips to bring some good vibe into their parties, etc. But of course, if someone drinks like few bottles during party, it end up in the emergency. So
we are programmed as a nation to drink. We used to be programmed to smoke because there were commercials all day long about it. In magazines and everywhere. No more. We got rid of the smoking because of the lung cancer and everything else. But we still drink, even though we have, our livers are exploding from alcohol. My mother died from massive internal hemorrhaging due to sclerosis of the liver because she was an alcoholic.
Wow. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that. And I agree with you, because of the media and the movies, they bring it into your brain.
And they bring it into you as though you're supposed to do this. And it's, a subliminal thing. You go out to eat, you have a glass of something. You celebrate, you get a bottle of champagne or a whiskey or a something. It is ingrained in our culture to drink. And now that cannabis is coming in and moving in on that territory, big alcohol is having a hissy fit.
I agree. You cannot overdose with cannabis. The worst thing can happen, you will just fall asleep and then wake up, everything is good.
Yeah. Well, you can overdose. You can overdose on THC and feel real shitty, pardon my language. But
but it will not harm your liver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cannot kill you. Yeah.
Kill. Alcohol kills.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So
anyway. Oh, I've loved speaking with you so much. Will you come back and chat with us again sometime and tell us what's new and how the world is working?
I'll be more than happy. As I mentioned with our new partner with Vader that we are doing integration, they are definitely planning some surprises and we want to be involved. So we are constantly chit-chatting with them, to be involved in the process of bringing finally the alternative to the weed maps. So once it's there, maybe I'll message you, we can have another chat, and I might be able to show you some stuff that might be very interesting for people.
I'd love that. And so would my audience, I'm sure. Zhirayr, I love being on this side of technology and industry and, what's happening in the world with our culture and our nation and the world as a global citizen. I want the world to have access to cannabis. And your company helps us do that. So I appreciate your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I really appreciate your time and you finding this
time
for us.
Thank you. We'll chat again real soon, okay? And I'll send you the link to this show and you can spread it around and invite your friends to come back and hang out with us as well.
Definitely. Next time I'll bring it.
Take care. Thanks so much.
You've been listening to another Cannabis Truth Podcast with 21st century cannabis shaman Honey Smith-Walls. Using cannabis mindfully as medication is a different concept in Western healthcare philosophy, specifically over the past century. There's a lot to learn and reconsider. The scientific truth of cannabis is finally getting out and is wide open for all to see at respected medical sites like the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov and the Journal of American Medical Association at JAMAnetwork.com. We here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast are right there in the thick of it, alongside the titans of medicine, as a fly on the wall. We are not doctors, nor did we go to medical school, but we have taken dozens of private cannabis courses and still engage in continuing education offered by expert cannabis scientists. Over the past few years, we slowly began to see and understand the bigger picture. Now we hear from people all day long about cannabis. It is so important to use verifiably safe products. The process of getting a diagnosis from your family doctor and taking your records to a cannabis specialist can lead you to the correct cannabinoid therapy for your specific issues. Otherwise, you're simply your own guinea pig looking for answers without the foundational knowledge or ability to determine your best strategy. To find a qualified cannabis expert in your area, visit cannabisclinicians.org. This is a national society of cannabis experts. Look for the link in the show notes. Unless otherwise proven by a reputable third-party lab test, please regard all street weed as contaminated. It may do grave harm to a patient with a delicate immune system who already has inflammatory issues like arthritis, IBS, fibromyalgia, or worse. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you find value and understanding through the conversations you've heard on this podcast.
A quick shout out to Nathan Pierce and Daniel Rome of the 406 Budcast and their brilliant tech goddesses who created what you're about to hear next.
She walked in with wisdom and a fire in her eyes, talking plant truth where the silence lies. From the roots to the bloom, she saw the light. Now she's teaching folks how to heal it right. Not afraid to challenge the tale of lazy myths and a system that failed. She's got science in one hand, stories in the they tried to smother. Honey knows, honey grows, truth in the soil and love in the smoke. Speaking for the elders and the ones left behind. She's the shaman of the leaf with a warrior's mind. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. From Florida sun to digital waves, she's breaking down fear with every word she says. Cannabis truth, that's her battle cry. For the mamas and papas still scared to try. She ain't selling hype, she's serving facts. Taking big pharma to school with class. With a mic and a mission, she lights the way for the lost and the curious every day. Honey knows, honey grows, truth in the bud and peace in the dose. Teaching the plant like a sacred art. From the ECS to the beating heart. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. She's been burned by the system, lifted by the plant, giving voice to the ones who thought they can. A sister, a savior,